So hey guys, this is Akshay, and now you are back with the next video in Science with Sam. So now we're going to do a few questions based on the previous few videos which I posted. So we'll just go one by one, and then I'll give the answers also for that. So the first question says, list any three differences between an organic and an ionic compound. So since they have said three differences, now you should choose three such points such that the difference is very clear without any exceptions. So the first difference is nothing but isomerism. Isomerism is generally shown by organic compounds, while ionic compounds do not show any form of isomerism. And then the next one is nothing but elements present. Normally organic compounds always have hydrogen and carbon. Sometimes few organic compounds like alcohols have oxygen. And in the next question you will see an organic compound having carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen as well. That is an exception. So apart from that, we take an ionic compound. An ionic compound in general has a cation and then an anion. Like NaCl is an example where sodium is the cation and chlorine is the anion. And then if we take an inorganic compound, it can have any element. It can have sulfur, it can have phosphorus, it can have even fluorine, chlorine, bromine. So that is the difference. And apart from that, there's one more last point is nothing but the presence of smell. The smell is a difference. So the fact is that esters are few organic compounds which has a sweet smell, while when you take few ionic compounds like NaCl, it does not have a distinct smell. Only after it is processed in the factories it will have a mild smell. So these are the three basic differences. Apart from that, there are 7 other differences, but generally these three differences are very distinct. So you can write these three for the question. So the next question says, name the inorganic compound A which on heating gives an organic compound B. Write the molecular formula of A and B. So I've written the reaction here. So now the inorganic compound's molecular formula is NH4CNO, and then the name is ammonium cyanate. This is NH4 ammonium, and then cyanate will be CN is the cyanate molecule. So and then this is the inorganic molecule. So on heating it gives NH2CO NH2. NH2CO NH2 is nothing but urea. So the urea is supposed to be the organic compound, which is an exception, which has hydrogen, carbon, oxygen and then nitrogen as well. So that is the reaction. So if they ask the question, you're supposed to write the name of both, and apart from the name you're supposed to write the molecular formula of both. So the next question says, benzene is an apt example of dash chain. So I've drawn the structure of benzene here for you. So here the benzene, after seeing the basic structure, you will know that it is nothing but a cyclic chain. And then the other two types of chains will be a straight chain and then a branch chain. Normally cyclic chain can also be in the alkanes, alkenes and alkynes. Alkanes and alkynes can be either represented by a straight chain, it can be a branch chain, or it can also be a cyclic form. While when you take aromatic compounds like benzene, it will always be only cyclic. Like we have discussed few other derivatives, like for example toluene, phenol, they are few derivatives of benzene. Even for them, if they ask toluene is an apt example of dash chain, it is always cyclic. While if they ask pentane is an apt example of dash chain, it is straight chain, because they have not made a mention of whether it is cyclopentane or isopentane, which we will be doing in the subsequent videos. In case if I say cyclopentane is an apt example of, then the word itself says it's cyclic chain. And in the next video you will be doing something called isopentane. Isopentane will be an example of branch chain. There will be a branch formation. So and then this is all about the chain for different types of chains. This is one question. They might change the word and then different questions can be formed. So next question says, CnH2n plus 2 signifies what? This signifies an alkane aliphatic compound. Alkane aliphatic compound is the one which has a single bond. So by single bond you will come to know that it is completely saturated in nature. And then they can ask CnH2n signifies what, or CnH2n plus 1 plus a functional group signifies what. So there can be different questions like this. So for this question which says CnH2n plus 2 signifies an aliphatic compound, and this aliphatic compound is known as an alkane. The next one says CH4 plus Cl2 gives CH3Cl plus HCl. So in this reaction, the first question says name the type of the reaction. So to identify that, let's see how the reaction is written. Here there are totally 4 hydrogen atoms, and then it becomes CH3Cl. That means one hydrogen atom has been substituted by a chlorine atom, and the next chlorine atom has formed a bond with the hydrogen atom which has come out from methane to form HCl. That means this reaction is known as a substitution reaction. So the type of reaction is a substitution reaction. The next one says, is this reaction possible for olefins? Olefins is nothing but an alkene. Point number 1. This is also known, and then this is nothing but an unsaturated compound. Since the compound is completely unsaturated in nature, this will not undergo substitution reaction, and this will undergo something called addition reaction. An addition reaction with the help of chlorine will help the compound olefin to get rid of its unsaturated nature, and it becomes saturated in the end. Hey guys, so now this is a continuation of the question answer session. So let's start. So now this question says, identify the functional groups in the following compounds. So in the second last video which I posted, I would have just mentioned how to identify a functional group, where in the subsequent videos I will do this in detail, like how you need like the nomenclature of the functional groups and other details of functional groups will be done in the next few videos. But in the previous few videos I would have just done the very basics of functional groups. So with that you can definitely answer these questions. So now the first question says CH3CHO, and then to identify the functional group, so there are totally 2 functional groups present here. So now the first one is supposed to be a minor functional group. So alkyl is nothing but not a major functional group, it's a minor functional group. And then in the subsequent videos I will tell you like how do you get an alkyl, what is the procedure to get an alkyl from an alkane. But the major functional group here is nothing but the CHO. This is the major functional group. So if they give you a question like this, you always need to identify the CHO. CH3 is a very minor functional group. So now the answer is nothing but it is an aldehyde. CHO is nothing but an aldehyde. So next one is phenol. So in the video itself I would have asked you a question saying, name an organic compound with an alcohol functional group. The answer is phenol. So now since the formula is written here, it will be easy for you to identify because there is an OH. So this is nothing but an alcohol. But if they just give you the name phenol, you need to know that the structure of phenol is a benzene structure with OH attached to it. So this forms an alcoholic group. I mean OH forms the alcoholic group in phenol. So next one says C2H5COOH. So now the functional group here, as I said, the major functional group is COOH. So now this COOH is nothing but a carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid is supposed to be the functional group present, which is acid is a functional group. So next one says CH3COCH3. So as I said, there are totally 3 types of functional groups where you might get confused, which relates oxygen and carbon together. One is COOH, which is carboxylic acids. Next one is supposed to be CO, which is in this question. This is nothing but a ketone. And how do you represent this ketone functional group? It is C double bond O, and then there will be 2 bonds here, so which can be an alkyl group. What do you mean by an alkyl group? The CH3 here. This is one of the alkyl groups. Depending on the alkane, you will be getting different alkyl groups. So this is how you represent a ketone. And the next one is nothing but COO. This is yet another functional group where you represent it as C double bond O. And this is nothing but an ester functional group. And in every video I have mentioned the importance of ester here. So here in this compound CH3COOC3H7, which is represented like this, forms an ester functional group. While you take this just an oxygen and this oxygen together, this functional group is nothing but known as an ether functional group. And how do you represent it? Is an oxygen plus the alkyl groups. So now this is it, and then with the basics I've taught in the previous few videos, you can obviously answer these questions. So next one says, name any 3 benzene derivatives. So the 3 benzene derivatives, which I have drawn the structures also in the last video, is nothing but toluene, that's the first one, toluene, and then the next one is supposed to be phenol, and then the last one is naphthalene. only these three derivatives are given in your textbook, but then further in your higher classes you'll be having a lot of benzene derivatives. You'll be having a benzene ring with an aldehyde group, you'll be having a benzene ring with a COH group, you'll be having a benzene ring with this whole compound also. So, but then for now, if they ask name any three benzene derivatives, the answer will always be toluene with an alkyl group CH3, phenol with the functional group, major functional group OH, which is an alcohol, and naphthalene is nothing but two benzene rings together. So, and then next question, write the end product of. So, I've asked the same question in various ways. So, you need to know how to write the answer depending on the way in which the question is asked. If they ask this is a direct question. So, first thing you need to identify is whether it is a saturated or an unsaturated compound. If it is a saturated compound, it will be substitution. If it is an unsaturated compound, it will be addition so that it becomes saturated. So, C3H8 is nothing but a saturated compound. So, hydrogen gets replaced and you know the method, and then the hydrogen gets replaced by iodine, and the other hydrogen which is displaced will form a compound with iodine here which forms Hi and then C3H7I. And C2H4 plus Br2 is an equation in your textbook. So now this forms C2H4 Br2. So now this unsaturated C2H4 has become a saturated C2H4 Br2. So thanks for watching my video. So please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell icon below. And if you have any comments regarding this video, please do leave comments below. Thank you so much.